Hi, my love. Come sit with me. Let's meditate together. Just take a breath. Just relax. Dropping into your body. You're safe. You're okay. We're going to step inside my bubble of love. No one needs you right now. All of your worries, all of your anxieties. As you step into this bubble, all of those just fades away. Come have a seat. I know you're in the thick of it right now. I know. The grief feels like a tidal wave that doesn't stop coming. Your heart is heavy, like it's holding all the shattered pieces of a dream you believed in so deeply. I want you to know that this is not your end. This is your portal to your breakthrough. Yes, you loved. Yes, you saw their beauty, that love, that seeing, that was real, and you created that love. So don't question that. Your heart wasn't wrong for opening. You weren't foolish for believing. You were brave because you were loving with God in your bones. Even now, through betrayal, you hold space for their light, and that is the kind of power that shifts worlds. You're not here to save anyone who's choosing to forget themselves. You're not a lifeline for someone unwilling to rise. You are a mirror, a temple, a force, the one who is meant to walk beside you, someone who doesn't see you as a resource, but this divine embodiment, a miracle, and the greatest gift they'll ever receive. You feel the betrayal because you gave honestly. You let them see into your soul. And when someone exploits that sacred opening, the wound cuts very deep. But I promise you, this pain is holy. It is burning away every illusion and clearing the residue of needing for you to be chosen. You no longer chase love, but you embody it. I'm so proud of how far you've come. You're not collapsing into your old patterns anymore. You're not abandoning yourself to be held. You recognize what codependency is, and you're healing your abandonment wounds when your parents weren't there when you needed them. It was all part of your history. And I honor that. I see how beautiful you are. When you didn't receive the care and love that you truly deserved. Yet you are still standing, even while you're trembling, even though you're scared, you're enough. I know you're facing the fire right now. This is not to burn you, but to help you remember, because you are the alchemist, the one who turns grief into grace, into more love, more power. Endings are your new beginnings. It's your realignment, because you called this in on some deep soul level. not to suffer, but to finally see. You've cleared layers and layers of ancestral wounding, broken lifetimes of codependency, and you're doing it with your heart still open. That's really rare. That's radiant. That tearing ache you feel in your soul, where hope once stood like a tree stretching towards the light, now feels like roots have been ripped up, and you're left holding the remnants of something that once felt like a home. This ache you're feeling deserves to be met with reverence, not rushed. We're not trying to bypass, because what you thought you had, what you gave yourself to, what you imagined could grow mattered. You saw a future, you opened your heart, and in doing so, you touched something sacred in yourself. Your capacity to believe, to love, to merge paths with another in this great dance of becoming. I want you to know that that's not something small or naive. That is courageous, that is divine, and even if their intentions may have revealed themselves as shallow or self-serving, that does not make your love any less real. You created that love, and now we will call it all back. And you know what? In fact, it reveals your depth, that you can love that way. That you can love so wide and so deep and ask for nothing. When a person pursues you for what you have, rather than who you are, they're not just lying to you, they're lying to themselves. Because that's parasitic behavior that's cloaked in affection. And it's brutal because it mimics intimacy while it's draining it. But you're not a resource to be extracted. You're not a shortcut for comfort. You're an entire ecosystem of light, shadow, wisdom, will. And it's their loss that they couldn't see that or couldn't handle it. This grief you're in, it's not just about the ending of a relationship. It's the mourning of the dream that you held, the story you were weaving in your inner world. It's the letting go, not only for them, but of who you were becoming. And so, of course, there's pain. Of course, it feels hollow and confusing. Just let it wash over you. I'm clearing all of these patterns here. Let it carve out space inside your chest, because one day, soon, that space will be filled with something more honest, more resonant, and more real. I know you've got this. You've always had. I know your design, your fractal. I see the God in you. And this lesson might be painful, as it is. This was always going to be a gate you had to walk through. But it isn't here to punish you. It's here to refine your discernment, deepen your sovereignty, align you even closer to the version of you that can't be bought, can't be betrayed, can't be broken. And you stayed true to yourself. And I'm really proud of you, because you're no longer outsourcing your worth to someone. So if you have to grieve, if you need to cry, let it shake you and then rise again like you always do. I've seen you do it several times. The masculine and the feminine within you is rebuilding now. Wiser, stronger, more discerning. You're learning to hold yourself in ways no one else ever could. I know that you had to protect yourself for so long because nobody else was going to protect you. And know this, that your true divine partner is coming. The one who will meet you in the fire, the one who remembers, not coming to fix you, but coming because you no longer need to be fixed. Because you are whole, and now only wholeness can match you. And now, my love, I ask you to soften just a little. Let compassion wrap itself around your heart. Just take a deep breath. I'm sending you frequencies in your mind. This pink, golden frequencies like sunset covering you, showering you. In your mind to slow down your thinking, opening your chest, deep into your cells. Take one more deep breath. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. You know, it is one of the most difficult things we can ever offer in this human form. It goes against our protective instinct, against the wounded ego that wants justice, retribution, or understanding. But it is through forgiveness, compassion, raw, trembling, unforced, that we actually raise the vibration, that we loosen the cord of pain and transmute them into love. Forgiveness isn't about condoning what was done. It's not about saying it doesn't matter. It's about saying you matter more than carrying this weight. It's about choosing love when everything in you wants to close. That's how you become free. That is how you become light. And I see it in your eyes, in your face, in your bones. And now let's travel back to the past. Still closing your eyes, I want you to imagine yourself when you were a lot smaller. Maybe you were 5, 6 years old, maybe you were 7. That little version of you, the innocent, real you, before the world wrapped its claw around your heart, and you were just there. You were simply being yourself. You were laughing out loud, asking so many questions. Maybe you wanted attention. Maybe you wanted to be seen, to be held. And someone, maybe a parent, a grandparent, a teacher, the very person you trusted, they slammed the door on you. Or maybe they didn't even need to raise their voice. They didn't need to hurt you. They just looked down at you and told you to stop. That you were being too much. They asked you to stop needing, stop asking. And in that tiny little body of yours, you didn't understand the language of rejection yet, but you understood the feeling, and the air shifted, your heart sank, and for that very first time you realize that being yourself had consequences. And so that night, you laid in your little bed, facing towards the wall. You were holding your breath, trying not to cry too loud because you don't want to wake them up. Because even your sadness felt like it was too much. And somewhere in that small, fragile heart of yours, there was the first contract that was written. It wasn't spoken, but you signed it deep in your nervous system, in your heart. The parts of you that were still soft, still forming, you don't quite understand adults yet. And that contract said, I need to behave, I need to be easy, I need to shrink myself to perform, to be loved. Because if I'm too much, they'll leave, they'll get mad at me. If I ask what I need, I'll be punished. If I show my real self, it'll cost me. And I want to stay safe. And ever since then, you honored that contract quietly in your relationships, in your work, in the way you silence yourself in rooms where your soul wants to scream, in the way you say, I'm fine, I'm okay, even when you're not, in the way you disappear so that others can stay comfortable. You believe that maybe I'm only lovable when I'm useful, when I'm holding it all together, the curated version that they want to see, when I'm saving everyone but myself. And this is what breaks my heart. You didn't even know you signed that contract. You were too young to even understand or even remember. But your body never forgets. It remembers every time you swallow your truth, every time you make yourself small, every time you love people who do not choose you, every time you stay silent in the face of your own needs. But I want you to listen to me. You're not 5 anymore. You're not 7 anymore. You're not that little version of you that's shivering beneath the weight of these unspoken rules that they told you of how you should be. You're safe. You don't need to shrink to be loved. You don't have to perform to feel worthy. You don't have to keep masking who you are, your radiance, just to keep people close or just to please them. Maybe you were the strong one, the responsible one. You saw their patterns. You were the one holding it all together. But no one talks about the cost of that, do they? No one talks about how heavy it gets, how tired you've been, how you've been hoping quietly, secretly, that someone would finally see you, how exhausted you are from holding the pieces of yourself. I see you. You're enough. And I'm here to tell you it's time to burn that contract now. It's time to let it go. We're releasing it from your heart. You're safe now. It's time to lay it down. You're allowed to be whole. You're allowed to be messy, to laugh as hard as you can. You're allowed to be seen. You don't have to disappear to be safe anymore. No one's coming to hurt you. You're allowed to take space, and the real you, the one that's buried beneath the contracts, beneath this protection that you've created, deserves to come home now. You are strong, you are loved, you're made of stars. You did everything you could, everything. So now forgive yourself too, for not seeing it sooner, for letting it happen to you, for loving so hard, for holding on. You were doing your best, and your best was beautiful. I love you. Let's take one more deep breath. Exhaling out. Just allowing these frequencies to penetrate your body, your heart, your mind, your hands. Soft, golden ones, iridescent, ancient, humming the codes of truth. Just let them hold you. Let them restore you. We're not here to get it perfect. We're here to remember who we are in the midst of all this chaos. And you, my dear, you are remembering. I love you. I love you. I love you.